بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. Honorable Mr. Justice شجاعت علی خان صاحب, Senior Judge, Lahore High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Sadiq Mahmood Khurram Sahab, Judge, Lahore High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Safdar Salim Shahid Sahab, Judge, Lahore High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Abid Hussain Chattha Sahab, Judge, Lahore High Court. جناب خالد محمود بھٹی صاحب, Learned Senior Additional Registrar, Lahore High Court, Bahawalpur Bench. جناب امیر محمد خان صاحب, Learned District and Session Judge, Bahawalpur. جناب چودھری طارق جاوید صاحب, Special Judge, Anti-Corruption, Bahawalpur. ہمارے معزز مہمان, Regional Police Officer, Bahawalpur. Learned Law Officers, معزز ممبران بار, خواتین و حضرات, السلام علیکم. میری اپنے چھوٹے بھائیوں سے جو کمٹمنٹ تھی کہ ہم تعلیمی سرگرمیاں جاری کریں گے بار میں, سیمینارز, ورکشاپس اور کانفرنسز کا اہتمام کریں گے, الحمدللہ آج ہم نے اس کی ایک اور منزل طے کی ہے اور ہم ایک انتہائی اہم قانونی معاملے پہ سیمینار میں موجود ہیں. میں یہ سمجھتا ہوں کہ ہماری بے حد خوش قسمتی ہے کہ ہمارے آنریبل سینئر جج صاحب مسٹر جسٹس شجاعت علی خان صاحب, جو کہ کانسٹیٹیوشنل جیورسڈکشن کے اوپر, نہ صرف کانسٹیٹیوشن آف پاکستان 1973 کے اوپر, بلکہ دنیا بھر کے آئینی اختیارات عدالتوں کے ان پہ دسترس رکھتے ہیں, بہت ساری ریسرچ رکھتے ہیں, اور ہماری خوش نصیبی ہے کہ آج آپ ہم میں موجود ہیں اور ہم آپ کے علم سے مستفید ہوں گے. آپ تمام خواتین و حضرات تشریف لائے. خاص طور پہ جو خوشی مجھے اپنے چھوٹے بھائیوں کے چہرے پہ نظر آ رہی ہے, میں اللہ کی پاک ذات سے دعا گو ہوں کہ جو علم کی بات یہاں آج کی جائے کسی بھی اسپیکر سے, وہ آپ کے لیے علم نافع ہو اور آپ کے لیے زندگی میں خیر اور برکت اور حلال رزق کے ذریعہ ثابت ہو. میں زیادہ لمبی بات تو نہیں کروں گا, میں میزبان ہوں, کیونکہ ہمارے پاس اتنے اعلیٰ پائے کے علمی استعداد رکھنے والے اسپیکرز موجود ہیں. بس چند گزارشات کروں گا کیونکہ میں بار کو ریپرزینٹ کر رہا ہوں, تو بار کے لیول پہ جو معاملات ہیں, جو ہم ہارڈ شپس فیل کرتے ہیں, اور کانسٹیٹیوشنل جیورسڈکشن کو بہتر بنانے کے لیے جو تجاویز ہم سمجھتے ہیں, میں ان پہ نہایت مختصر سی بات کروں گا. I will not speak out on the academic and theoretical aspects of the constitutional jurisdiction of the Honorable High Court, as fortunately this moment we have such a great dignity with us, who is nobody else except Honorable Senior Judge Lahore High Court, Mr. Justice Shujaat Ali Khan. His Lordship undoubtedly is an authority on the knowledge, interpretation of theories and concepts of the scope and application of the constitutional jurisdiction of high courts, Supreme Court of Pakistan, as well as the High Court and Supreme Courts of other countries of the world. The High Court Bar Association Bahawalpur is feeling proud to have Mr. Justice Shujaat Ali Khan, Honorable Senior Judge Lahore High Court, with us here in this moment, and very grateful to your honor to provide us this great opportunity to be and hear your honor. The basic ideology which always exists in my mind is that the writ jurisdiction conferred upon the High Court of the country by the Article 199 of the Constitution of Islamic Republic of Pakistan 1973 is not less than any blessing for the poor, helpless citizens of the Pakistan and the oppressed sections of our society as well. According to my humble point of view, the writ petition should not normally be dismissed on technical grounds because once such thing happened, it reflects a smile on the face of law officer, but at the same moment, there appeared a complexion of severe pain and panic on the face of any young lawyer and the hopeless and the helpless citizen who is called Aam Aadmi in this system as well. The issuance of writ, as I submitted earlier, is a blessing, ought not to be counted or restricted. Rather, it's supposed to be rendered upon citizens of Pakistan sympathetically with the open heart and like a helping hand. As a very humble student of law and constitution, I sometimes found myself unable to understand why some honorable judges of high courts sit with the preoccupied mind that most of the writ petitioners always come up before the honorable high courts with such petitions which are based upon false and frivolous facts. This sort of idea deprived the litigants by the umbrella of their basic fundamental constitutional rights. Before making of mind before the Honorable Court about any case, the petitioner must have been given an exhaustive opportunity of hearing, which is his constitutional right as envisaged by the Constitution of Islamic Republic of Pakistan 1973. If we ponder upon the history of writ, it is actually the Farman of King, and we all know that the King always has had open and great heart to give. So in the present time, we all being professional lawyers expect such like things from the Honorable High Courts while exercising constitutional jurisdiction. One thing which I cannot live to submit here that when any young lawyer with less years of experience or might be just beginner to have an honor to appear before the Honorable High Court, naturally with a less level of self-confidence due to his no experience to conduct a case before the Honorable High Court, undoubtedly he may be very enthusiastic and anxious to be professional lawyer of the High Court, appeared before the Honorable High Court and in the court queries, first of all, before opening his case, a query is raised by the Honorable Court that how this writ petition is maintainable. This certainly is a very embarrassing situation for him due to his less knowledge and not much reading the case laws laid down by the Honorable High Court and the August Supreme Court of Pakistan. According to my humble view, his case must have been here first rather to knock it out on some technical ground like maintainability without going into the merits of the case and keeping in view the grievances of the petitioner. There would be much more chances that when the case has been opened by the young lawyer, there might have arose some possibility to seek some way out to extend relief to the writ petitioner against any oppressive and illegal measures of some government functionaries. According to my humble view, the concept of alternate remedy should not have been adhered with in stricto sensu by the Honorable High Court in writ jurisdiction, as the scope of writ is that much vast as much could be imagined. So in order to explore the real soul of the writ, its scope applications for its issuance must be as much widened by the Honorable High Courts as it could be. Because in our society, writ jurisdiction is the sole relief which could add something which sounds like a material relief to the poor, helpless, and oppressed sections of the society, even to the all citizens of Pakistan. No doubt, the issuance of writ must be used sparingly, keeping in view the restrictions and parameters mentioned in the Article 199 of the Constitution of Islamic Republic of Pakistan 1973. But if the Honorable High Courts will keep on dismissing the writ petitions on the technical and minor grounds, then that day is not so far away when we will be deprived by the real soul of the ideology of writ jurisdiction. And the citizens of Pakistan will also be deprived to enjoy its fruits, which will be a real chaos in our judicial system of dispensation of justice, for which both bench and bar are committed in order to deliver substantive justice. No doubt, only our judicial system is the last hope of betterment for the citizens of Pakistan. So we both, bench and bar, should join hands in this regard to address the grievances of the oppressed sections of the society, particularly with regard to safeguard their fundamental constitutional rights. Here I would also humbly submit before the Honorable Senior Judge of Lahore High Court, Mr. Justice Shujat Ali Khan. Undoubtedly, His Honor is a very competent and capable judge that particularly the Honorable judges on the benches should not be expected with high number of disposal of cases, particularly writ petitions, but their honors be expected to decide the writ petitions on merits by keeping in view all the facts and circumstances of the writ petitions, particularly if there is any way out to extend relief to the grievance of the petitioners. This will certainly add something which really sounds like substantive in dispensation of justice. Another fact in the scheme of constitutional jurisdiction of the High Court is very important, which ought to be given a full attention and needs to be addressed right now, is that when any direction or order has been issued to the any government functionary, particularly been observed by the bar to the SHOs of police stations, revenue and education departments, the esteemed directions of the Honorable High Court could not be implemented deliberately by the government officials unless followed by a criminal original, that is, contempt of court petition. The High Court Bar Association Bahawalpur observed this fact that such sort of practice is increasing in the government departments with the passage of time. This is a humble request of the High Court Bar Association Bahawalpur to the Honorable High Court that when some officials, after summoning in the criminal originals, come up before the court with the submission that the order of the High Court had been implemented, but actually after the filing of criminal original, that official must be asked first by the Honorable Bench that why the esteemed order of the High Court had not been implemented with its letter and spirit unless the notice was issued to him by the Honorable High Court in criminal original. Thank you. Such sort of attitude, in the humble opinion of High Court Bar Association Bahawalpur, must have been curbed by the Honorable High Court by initiating contempt of court proceedings against him and he be convicted accordingly if proved his willful disobedience. Such sort of disrespectful and irresponsible behavior of the employees of provincial as well as federal government arose further litigation even after obtaining the directions from the Honorable High Court by the litigant, which no doubt heavily burdened him by the fees of counsels and other expenses incurred upon him by this unnecessary case of contempt of court petition. This practice by the officials of the government is also putting a heavy burden of pendency of cases on the Honorable High Court as well, for which they certainly have had no justification with them. The High Court Bar Association Bahawalpur strongly intended that this sort of practice of the government officials must immediately be depreciated by the Honorable High Courts in order to save the precious constitutional and legal rights of the citizens of Pakistan. I hereby conclude my submissions by quoting a few sentences written by the former Chief Justice of Pakistan, His Lordship, Mr. Justice Retired Asif Said Khan Khosa. It is true that all this is perpetrated by the executive by invoking various provisions of the Constitution itself, but at the same time, it must be appreciated that the power given by the Constitution to any functionary of the state are to be exercised in a manner or for a purpose which is in consonance with the spirit of the Constitution and not for achieving a result which thwarts, defeats, or negates the same. Thank you so much for patience.
ये